I definitely think that gives us lots to think about. Let's bring Mike up on stage and get a broader picture of what the food bank does. Welcome, Mike. Welcome, Mike. Happy to have you.
Good to be here.
Excellent. And you look great.
Well,
Taking
thank
these
you.
colors on you.
I think it might have been the same exact thing I was wearing in the soapbox.
The light's helping to brighten it up. I'm excited. Can you please, as you work for the food bank, can you please describe the situation of most of your clients? I guess if there is a most of your clients that can be summed up.
Yeah, I think it actually can't be summed up as one situation. It's a lot like the people we see in Bellingham. The thing that is in common is that they don't have enough money to buy the food that we think they deserve, and so they're coming for help for one of the most basic things out there, which is food. So that's the common thing. But we see plenty of folks who have two working parents in the house. We see seniors, we see people with disabilities, we see college students, and we see people who are looking for work but can't find work. So it's a real broad mix, and the more you are around town, the more you meet people who you might be surprised who are using our food bank or one of the other food banks throughout Whatcom County.
Wow. How many people do you actually serve on a weekly basis?
More than most people would imagine. Each year now, about 20% of Bellingham visits us at least once, and if they come once, they're probably coming several times. So on average, it's well over 2,000 families visiting us every single week.
That is incredible.
One of the busiest food banks in Western Washington, actually.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
And do you know how long you have been that? One of the busiest?
Started kind of right around the recession, and since 2007, 2008, our visits have sadly continued to grow, where some other food pantries have really leveled off or never gone back to pre-recession numbers, but have dipped down a little bit. But that isn't the case here in Bellingham.
Do you happen to know, or do you see any specific contributing factors to that? Do you have any idea why we're not leveling off, or at least decreasing?
It's an expensive place to live. Wages aren't keeping up with that. As the economy is recovering, and it's recovering better for some than for others. So I think it's just that the cost of living here is more than what most people are getting paid.
Yeah. And there is becoming a bigger gap.
Absolutely.
Well, no doubt about it. We see it all the time. What could our community do to better help with this?
Pay a living wage. If there was not just a minimum wage, but a living wage that actually allowed people to afford the rents and the housing costs that exist here, that'd be a big step. I don't know how to do that, but that's sort of the easiest, simplest answer, I think, yeah.
Only you have the solution. We wouldn't be here right now.
Right.
So besides food, is there anything else that the food bank offers?
Yeah, I hope one thing that we offer for all of the folks who come to shop at our food bank is a smile and a lot of dignity. We know that no one wants to come to the food bank, and so we hope that when they walk in, they're going to be surprised with how they're treated. In terms of things that they can leave with, besides hopefully feeling okay about coming there, outside of food, we offer things as basic as toilet paper, diapers, and just last year we started carrying menstrual support products. So tampons, pads, and napkins, because we heard from far too many folks who are coming to a food bank that food stamps don't pay for those types of things. And we heard some pretty sad and tragic stories about the workarounds that women were going through to try to get by without the right menstrual support. So we offer a lot of that right now to families who come and say that they need it.
Wow. Well, I know that's been a big success for us for this last year, especially for the females that need these products. But do you see you adding more services because there's going to be greater need?
Yeah, it's always a little bit of a, do you go with the services before you figure out how to pay for it? Or, so the answer is yes. We hope next year to be doing a lot of work with farm workers who we know when they're in the fields, they are overworked, they're underpaid, and they're really food insecure because they're often place-based at those berry farms and can't get to the grocery store even if they could afford to do it. So we're really looking forward to partner with the owners of those farms and some of the other nonprofits that work with those folks like Seymour Health Clinics to hopefully set up some pop-up food pantries during berry harvest season to make sure that the folks who are picking the berries that are eaten all around the world actually can feed themselves better while they're doing that work.
Sad.
And how does the food bank get its food and products that you supply to the community?
Yeah, a whole bunch of different ways. So through the traditional non-perishable food drives that lots of churches and school groups and soccer teams do, that's still important. We rescue food from local grocery stores every single morning, food that they would be throwing away, but is still completely edible. So we get about 5,000 pounds of food each day that would be dumped or composted, but is still usable. We have great hunger relief partners like Feeding America and Northwest Harvest, who are statewide hunger relief groups who bring food up to Whatcom County. And then the thing that we're doing more and more of is purchasing food. If we just relied on the food that came to us or that was donated to us, the families would not be getting what they need and deserve. So we ask a lot of people for money, and then we put that money to really good use by buying it at incredibly cheap prices. And so we buy things like eggs and milk, and one of the things we're most proud of is we buy a lot of local produce from local farmers who sell it to us at below wholesale pricing. Because that's when we ask our shoppers, what do you want more of? It's the very things that physicians tell them to get more of. It's fresh fruits and vegetables and good proteins and things like that. So we're buying more food than ever before to make sure that hopefully we're giving folks not just what gets donated, but what they really need.
Absolutely.
What's the one question you would like to have each other ask each other of how they can help? What's one main question you would like to have answered?
I guess if it's an individual, like if it's sort of like what are we asking each other? It's what am I bothered by, and how can I partner up and try to fix that problem? And it's sort of a one-to-one approach, because I think that really does, that can get people fueled up. I hear how rewarding it is from the hundreds of volunteers who volunteer at our food bank, and that's not a pitch to get people to come and volunteer at our food bank, but to hear people contributing to something that they want to do, that fuels their passion, I think goes way beyond that volunteer effort. So if people can just think about like, what can I do to help improve my neighborhood block or my neighbor or the friend who my kid goes to school with? And have it be an authentic relationship, have it be not just a sort of transactional handout, but a real, honest building relationship with someone who might be struggling a little bit. I think that can be a catalyst for bigger things.
Mike, everything you said was wonderful. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for everything that you help do in this community.
Thank you.
We would be even more lost without you.